Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Central Oregon Survival Network coming at you with another review. I'm going to do a review on backpacks and what to look for in a backpack when you go to purchase it. Some of the key elements of the backpacks to look for. I first want to say that as far as experience levels go, I'm not a David Canterbury, I'm not a Bear Grylls, but I just want to make that perfectly clear. I base this off of my personal experience, what I find works, what doesn't work, and several reviews that I've watched and experienced and what I've found that works. Now, number one thing to look for, and I think it's the number one thing out of everything, everybody can agree from a lot of the reviews that I've watched, is comfortable. You got to have a comfortable backpack, okay? A good rule of thumb is 20-30 pounds in a backpack. You know, it's got to be comfortable on the trail. That's a good rule of thumb to look for. My backpacks vary mainly about 40 pounds, maybe 50 pounds sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. Most of the time they are about 20-30 pounds. On a summer pack, winter pack, usually 40-50 pounds. It can get excessive depending on if it's a week, if it's 3 days, or if it's just a day, depending on your adventure. Depends on approximately what kind of weight you're going to be packing. But a good rule of thumb is 20-30 pounds, and it should be comfortable. You can go into certain retailers and ask for weight to actually put in a backpack and try the backpack on. I suggest it. REI is a good example. You can go in there, you can request some weight. They'll give you some weight to put in the backpack. You can try it on, adjust it, see how it feels. Now necessarily you don't have to buy it from REI. I know REI is kind of a yuppie and expensive store, but it's an excellent store with an excellent amount of equipment and I'd say their quality is excellent, but you're going to pay for it. Now I'm not saying don't buy it from REI. REI is a great store. I have a lot of REI equipment. I really like their equipment and their return policy. I have to say that. They have a great return policy. But as far as looking at the very first, number one rules is how comfortable it is. Okay, and I'll show you a couple of my packs in a little bit and what to actually look for as an example. Shoulder straps, waist strap, sternum strap. Very important. Your waist strap carries the majority of your weight. It's got to be comfortable. It's got to be well padded. Your shoulder strap's got to be well padded so they don't hurt your shoulders. Your sternum strap has to be there to make sure that it pulls it off of your shoulders. It kind of centers your weight on your sternum. Also to include, you want to make sure that it has an ergonomic backing, kind of a lumbar system, padding, it's breathable, it goes right back to comfort. You want to make sure that it's comfortable. Number two is size. A lot of people were like, well, that's determined on, 3 week, again, depending on what kind of packing trip you're going on, it depends on the capacity and size. Well, not only the capacity and size, but you really have to be concerned with, do not get too big of a pack. And what I mean by that is another good rule of thumb is if you're 5'6", you don't want to exceed about a 22-inch long pack. Now what will happen is if it gets too big and you get too big of a pack, is it'll start slapping you in the back of the head down the trail. And I've been there before. I've gotten too big of a pack and it's right behind my head. I can't look up and it's very uncomfortable and sometimes can be an issue as far as safety goes. If you fall, could end up hurting you worse than having a smaller pack. But so make sure that your pack fits your body size. It's very important that you look for that. Shop around. Go around to different places. If you have to go to REI to try them on, that's fine. You don't have to buy it from REI. Go online, find the same pack, get it for cheaper. I'm not saying don't buy it from REI again, but go out there, see what's available. Go to maybe your local Action Surplus store or a Big R, something like that. Try on their packs, see how they fit, and then search around to the different stores or even online and make sure you find the best price, the best deal for the best pack, okay? Make sure you do that. As far as expensive packs go, if you're an avid hiker and you hike a lot, you want it to last you for 10 years, you're looking at about $400 pack. Now I suggest that if you are an avid hiker, go out there, get you an expensive pack, and it's going to last you. Quality speaks for itself, trust me. And when I get into my snowshoe review, you'll find out about different quality and what happens when you don't have quality. But as far as expense, if you're kind of like myself, I go out quite a bit, but I don't go out as much as some of these adventure gear expedition guys that have the $400, $600 packs. So if you're looking for a good average price on a pack that'll last you, and you're not, you go out maybe once a month, twice a month, you can get a good pack for between $150 and $250. We'll buy you a nice pack, and it will last you. You might have to down the road again get another one in 4 years or whatnot, depending on what type of pack you buy. As far as that goes, like I said, you don't have to buy the most expensive gear. Dave Canterbury is a good example of that. He buys tried and true gear that is a lot of military surplus. He uses stuff that's been in the field for many years. He knows it's already been tested. He doesn't have to worry about it breaking on him. When he's out there in the field, he knows it's going to be good to go. Panel loading, it's very important. I'm going to go over that here in a little bit. Panel loading means, do you have to empty your pack to get to the bottom? Okay, and that's just a basic rule of thumb. If you have to unload everything to get to something, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're out there in the mud, the rain, snow, it can become a bad thing. Your gear gets wet, you put it back in your pack, gets muddy, now you got mud in your pack. It's just not fun. A good pack is usually, now they've made them so they open up. You can actually open up the whole entire front, get to any part of your gear inside of that pack, or they reference as like a school backpack where it actually unzips from down below, not quite at the bottom, but about middle, and it unzips all the way over, and then you can get to the gear that you need to get to without unloading your pack onto the ground. Internal and external frame, big debate. Internal frame I think is way more comfortable. External frame is kind of bulky, gets caught on foliage, it can cause a little more injury if you did end up in a fall. It's a more rigid frame. They are nice, I use them for hunting, but on the flip side I don't use them for backpacking, except for the one that I said that I use that's tried and true, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I know you've all seen it, but it's a great backpack, I use it a lot. But as far as those key points, you got to remember, number one point is it's got to be comfortable. If it's not comfortable, you're going to be miserable. It's going to be a miserable trip. You don't want to be miserable. You want to have fun out there. So make sure you get a comfortable pack. You will be happy. You will be very happy in the end. If it's too heavy and you put it on and it hurts a little bit, deal with it. It'll get better. As we say, drive on, and it will just get better from there. Every time I put my pack on for the first time after a while, it hurts. I get moving, and it's good to go. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, show you some of the examples that I'm talking about, and then just do a quick recap of what to look for when you're buying a pack. Okay, so the first pack I'm going to show you real quick is my day pack. This is an REI pack, and I'm going to just show you some examples of what I was talking about. This pack is one of my favorite packs. I use it, search and rescue day pack. It has a lot of options on it, and it's very comfortable. Okay, first starting with the shoulder straps. Very, very comfortable, lots of padding. Has your sternum clip. It also has a whistle attached, which I really like, so I don't have to dig in my pack, or if I don't have to have one on a necklace or something in order to do sound checks. You have a nice wide waist strap. Again, ergonomics. This is a nice, well padded backing. It's also breathable, which is very important. You want to make sure that it's breathable. You don't want to build up a lot of sweat out there, especially in winter environments where it can cause hypothermia in the long run. In this pack, you have an outer, an inner, and this is what I was talking about as far as a school type pack. It unzips down to about half, and you can get into your pieces of gear that you need to get into. That's why I really like this pack. It has worked well for me. It's all, like I said, it's also an REI brand. If I break anything, I can take it down, get an instant exchange. Very nice pack. external frame pack that I was talking about. I know you guys know what this is. This is what I like to say, just like David says, this is a tried and true pack. This probably has more miles on it than any of my other packs. I use it a lot in practice and getting in shape. I use it on treadmills. This is an external frame. Again, this is a military pack, so on your shoulder straps there's not a lot of padding, which, you know, they drive on. So you also have a lot of padding down here on the lower end. Your waist strap, there is absolutely no padding, so it's not a very comfortable pack, but I like it. I've used it a lot. It works. Not a lot of comfort. This is a top load, like I talked about. This is the top load type pack. You don't necessarily have to be careful of that. You just have to pack correctly. But it opens up and you have just one way into your main compartment, and you have to unload everything to get to the bottom or to get to something. Now what's nice about this pack is you have 3 large external pouches where you can put your accessible items. You also have 3 smaller, you can put other items up here. So in order, if you're on the trail, you need something specific, a poncho, you know, your wet weather gear, something of that nature, even food. It's all right on the outside. Most likely you won't have to dig into the pack, and this works rather well. Again, tried and true pack. This pack is what I moved to. This is what's called, and I did a full review, so I'm not going to go into it in depth. But this pack, I love it a lot. It has a huge, huge padding, all breathable, large waist strap, so I can carry a lot of my weight on my waist. Has very comfortable padded shoulder straps. Again, sternum strap, very important. Pulls that weight up off your shoulders, kind of centers it on your sternum. It's very, very comfortable. It's a little heavy. Well, it's a winter pack out, and I'll actually do a review on my winter pack out later. This is about a 4,000 or 4,500 cubic inch pack. Has a lot of variations that you can do to it. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it because I actually have a review of this whole pack, not the winter pack out, which I'll do here real soon. But this pack is a great pack for the money. It's $89.95 off of Amazon. Waterproof, very durable. I love the material. Again, like I said, I've done a review on that. So this kind of cap is, you know, you want to make sure that it's comfortable. You want to make sure that it fits your body well. Make sure you shop around. And again, you don't have to buy a super expensive pack. The biggest thing you got to remember is it's got to be comfortable, because if you're not comfortable, then you're miserable, and then the whole trip is usually miserable. Anyway, that's my pack review and what kind of pack you want to look for and what to look for. All right, thank you.